Hi, everybody.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Talk to Rose. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to episode 40. Episode 40. I can't believe I'm at episode
Congratulations.
40.
Congratulations, Rose.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And welcome to Talk to Rose. On this podcast, we talk about everything going on in the world, good, bad, raggedy, and wonderful. So we're going to get this show going. I mean, just like last week, it's just a lot of raggedy things going on in the world.
For real.
Like, come on now. Hey, Nita. Coach Nita. I remember, I'll be trying to remember to call you that online, Coach Nita.
Hey, Coach.
Hey
Hi,
coach.
thank you. Okay, so I'll let the guests introduce themselves, even though they're not guests. They're on here a lot. But I'll still let them introduce themselves.
My name is Madam. I am Twin's twin. I call her Twin. And we do Tuesday nights together on my show, Melon and Madam, on YouTube. Yeah, that is who I am. Thank you, everybody.
And ma'am, you at the
Yay.
bottom?
Oh, me? It's just me. Hi, guys. My name's Precious. Charlie Joe. Whatever I feel like going by.
Period. Y'all don't know what my name is today.
And yeah, for real. Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, and I want to say thanks to everybody that tune in every Wednesday at 8 o'clock or whatever time you watch it to watch my live, and everybody that watches the replay. And thank you to everybody that is on here brand new. Hi, Tia.
Hey, Tia.
Hi, Tia.
So we're just going to get this show going right away. Right away. So the first thing I wanted to do, let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. I gotta get a little closer. I wanted to give a shout out because next week it'll already have passed. But I wanted to give a shout out to my one of my BFFs to say happy birthday to her. Her birthday is on Sunday. We just celebrated her birthday in Arizona last weekend. So I wanted to say happy birthday to her because next weekend it'd be a belated birthday. So I'm just saying it before. So happy birthday, pre-birthday.
Right.
Happy birthday, Summer.
And now we'll get on with the hot topics. I'll let y'all see the video first. Hold on. I'm just really not in my right frame of mind tonight, just to let y'all know. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So there, that's crazy. Okay, so some residents in Atlanta and Houston got a letter from the IRS stating that they had to verify their identity in person to receive their refunds.
So I wonder when, because I would have thought it was a scam. Because first of all, like they say, the IRS will never call you. The IRS will never ask for your code, but they asking for you to show up in person, and y'all showed up.
So they said that's what they do, and they saying they have to show up in person to identify themselves to receive their refunds. A lot of people was like, well, that's what they get for waiting. Most of the people that be waiting for their refunds do that on the first day that they can file. And they still, and a lot of people have said that they did it in January, and they still said they had to come down and identify themselves, and they got, or if they did, they had to wait to May and all that. So how do you guys feel about the IRS doing that? What I will say is the IRS is always playing with somebody, but when they want their money, they taking it out your paycheck, 40% and everything. They not giving you no chances, but when they want to do stuff, they just do it on their time and making these people wait. And then what they did do, they set that up and said that they had to come identify themselves in person, and it was supposed to be from 9 to 4. The people started acting crazy because they closed it before 4. And then the people that didn't get to see the IRS agents, they told them they had to come back in May. I think it was May 18th. And they would not receive their refunds until then. So how do you guys feel about that? Also, why do they got to come down and identify themselves in person when y'all giving, you already know, I'll get started. These immigrants.
We're only 6 minutes in. Please,
Right.
take it easy. Please.
Get past 10 minutes first.
Maybe we can
I
just
told you 10 minutes is the mark.
Okay, let me be easy then. But they giving these illegal immigrants money and stuff, and they don't gotta identify themselves or nothing. They don't have to show proof or anything. They just giving it to them. But people, let me let y'all talk. Okay, how do you guys feel about it, this situation? And let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments. But how do you ladies feel about this?
You can go ahead, Asia.
So we doing the shit sandwich, the bad at the beginning, the regular in the middle, and then the bad at the end. Right. So because I already know what they're going to say, I'm going to go different. Two things. One, in our community and in the world, right? I wish that people didn't have to depend on this money, because that's something that I've never done in my whole life, even when I didn't have the money, because it's not guaranteed. So I don't depend on it at all. If I happen to get something, great. I don't care if it tell me on the computer I'm getting it. I don't believe it. So I wish we were in a better place with that. But number two, I really, really hate that in businesses at this point, I feel like people are being held more accountable than actual businesses and things like that. COVID really exposed a lot, right? People getting bailed out right away. But like we're told, if you lose your job, well, you should have had 6 months of income. You should have had a year. But businesses got taken care of before people, increasing the amount that was taken out and shouldn't have been. Then if you knew this was going to happen and this was something you're going to put into place as a project manager, I'm thinking on the front end, it should have already been a letter drafted, people scheduled, them to know how many they could see at a time, and not just calling people down there. They could have done this in a much more civilized way. But let's just be honest, look at where they did it. I'm pretty sure if this is happening in a Caucasian neighborhood or a better neighborhood, I'm pretty sure it's scheduled, it looks right. But they did this to bring out that part of us, to show us in a bad light, because California should have been first. We had the most fraud here and the most things here. Why they didn't do that here? Again, they're using us for media to make us look bad, and we fell right into the trap. It's sad.
Especially that lady in Houston. In Houston, I wish I would have put that up there.
What'd she do?
When she was the most ghettoest person they could have talked to. Like, I don't know why they picked that lady to talk to. And she was like, because we need our... She wasn't saying money. She was saying something like Monor.
Armanian.
Armanian. Because we need Armanian. And they playing with us. We need... I'm not going nowhere. We need Armanian. Girl, they already made a song about her.
Because that's a mess, because it's not your money. They could stop any one of these credits at any time and nobody will get nothing. They could do whatever they want to do. So I wouldn't depend on anything from them. It's sad.
How you feel, Pressure?
I'm going to piggyback on what Asia said. Like, I do feel like California should have been first because it was a lot of fraud here. It was just really unfortunate. It should have been done in a better manner. I'm pretty sure that they knew a year in advance that they were going to do this. Just like when they do the enrolling in high school, they go according to last names, A through E or whatever. You feel me?
Right.
It could have been organized better. A little bit of me understands why they did this though, because I've never been to Atlanta, but from what I've heard, it's scam central.
It is.
It just could have been done more decently and in order, as my nan says. Do everything decently and in order, and this was done so tacky. And like you said, Asia, they fell in the trap, and it was majority black people out there camped out, and it was just like a bad look. But
Amped.
then again, we have to think that this is election year, so they're gonna do everything that they can to make it seem as though we're wild animals and this and that. I can't. I mean, like it was a point in time where I'm waiting for my taxes now. You feel me? But I
Mhm.
was a couple years behind. Like I have a story with IRS altogether. Like I thought I had filed my federal taxes, but I had never filed my California taxes. But I'm not really um making like it wasn't connected to me that they were filed separately. And so my
Right.
2019 federal taxes were filed, but my California wasn't. They kept sending me notices. I kept blowing them off. Next thing you know, they was garnishing my wages for $600 that I owed them. And really, I shouldn't have owed nothing because I had kids and stuff. And I was
Right.
below the median, but because of the penalties
Because
and
you didn't file.
yep, and
Mm.
because of it was just a whole bunch of stuff. But like this year, I did my 22 and 23. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's just
Mhm.
They still
unfortunate,
they
and it's
still
just like
playing.
it's
They
unfortunate
still
because like
playing.
that's just a show of what the economy is like. People are out here struggling. Like don't be playing. That's true. Don't be playing with people's
Right.
money. Like you know what
That
I'm saying?
part.
Because then people, if
That's
they didn't
sad.
file, y'all be ready to go after whatever kind of income they did have. If they can I'm sorry, if they could garnish people's assistance that they get from the county and stuff like that, they will do that. Like it's unfortunate
Mhm.
all the way over.
It's
It is.
sad.
It's like she said, if they so worried about ID problems, they should send you a special code when you file.
And I do, and
But
you have
they
to
do.
have that. It's
That's
the
why I'm
ID pin.
confused. So
But
as a
maybe
tax
they only
preparer, when I
maybe
put
they
in
only
somebody
doing
taxes,
it
they send me a code that only
Yeah,
you have. That's why I'm like, if
it's
they
the
need to
maybe
ID
they
pin.
verify
only do
something,
that out here in California. Maybe they don't do it like that out there.
no,
It's
it's
with the
on
IRS.
federal. It's
It's
on
federal. It's
both.
all around.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's why I'm
The
like,
law of the
I don't
land.
understand.
Hey
That's why
sister,
I'm saying it's a setup.
Hey.
they
They
do
trying to
okay.
delay
My
or
thing is,
something. That was a setup.
they trying to do something, but my thing is like you said too, and I just didn't want to say that because I know nobody said nothing to me. I wish that people did not have to depend on the income
Mm-hmm.
tax, like to where they would not saying that they wouldn't be worried about it because you are
But
owed
it would
that
be a
money.
bonus.
Yeah, it would be a bonus. It's not like how like before I put a meme up before saying, do white people get income tax because we don't ever see them carrying on like how black people do when we get it.
Yeah, they be doing it.
So
They be scamming the most. What the hell? Getting all
I
They
know,
type
get
of
but
much
tax
better
breaks and
income
stuff.
tax
That's not for
refunds.
us.
They get
but a
amazing
lot of
tax
them, and
refunds.
when I did put it up there, the white people that I had on my page was like laugh out loud. Yeah, we get it, but like they said,
But they don't
we don't.
depend on it.
They don't
My
depend on.
white
They
clients
put
would
that.
bring their stuff and be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'll be back to get it." The black ones will sit there with their kids. They hungry. They'll sit there the
yep.
whole time waiting. White people, here you go. They'll
Here you
drop
go,
it off and be like,
and be
"Okay, I'll be
gone.
back." They don't
And see,
care.
like me, I don't really trip off of it either because I never get nothing back either. I
No,
never
I
get.
pay taxes. I don't get
I
taxes. I
always
pay.
have to
Oh, I be
pay.
getting
I have
taxes
to
back.
pay taxes too. And like this one lady has stated, taxes they make taxes really. People that get a refund is they make that for poor people that like they say quote unquote
Poor
poor
people or
people.
rich people.
Yep, those are the people. So it's just
Correct.
I don't know. She said it's sad because as soon as they get the money, they put it right back into the system.
That's the part.
Yeah.
They don't
So
invest
like
it. They don't spread it out for the year so they could live better. They don't pay nothing off. They go get a car or
a
do something
Mm-hmm.
TV,
silly.
so a
The
TV,
TV, that's the
Yeah,
some
TV every year for real.
Rolex necklaces.
they do the
Go and buy
stupidest stuff.
BMWs. They'll have a BMW in April and a Toyota in December. Get the hell out of here, baby.
No, why was it something that was just done and they was talking about melanated people and they said the best place in Africa when they taught to come here, they're taught to come here, don't trust us, believe these people, but put their business in our areas because that's the richest areas. Rich meaning we give them the most money. We put it back. We don't give it. That's why we don't see a lot of things in Caucasian neighborhoods if you ever pay attention. They
Oh
told
yeah,
them that.
they do.
And I thought about it. I was like, dang, we do have a lot of businesses, but we make them rich. But we're poor, but we make them rich. It's
She
true.
said when we owe, we file on April 15th, and that's right when I filed mine on the 15th.
I found
Baby,
mine.
listen.
And
I
on
filed
Terminal
tomorrow.
Gaslight.
Yeah, I was just about to say I filed one on the 15th, and then I still got to file them. Let's go on to the next subject. That's
Right, before you make me sad.
I
When
refuse
people
to
know they ain't
incriminate myself.
right. When people know they ain't getting nothing back, I ain't in a rush. I'm not in a rush. Okay, so this next topic that we're going to talk about is a trigger warning. Everybody, it's a trigger warning. So I'll let you guys see it first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay, hold on, dang. Let me read it.
Okay.
Okay, so an 81-year-old from Ohio has been charged with unaliving after he fatally banged an Uber driver who arrived at his home. According to ABC News, William Brock reportedly received multiple cell calls from scammers who told him that a relative was under arrest. They reportedly demanded $12,000 in bail money and claimed the driver would arrive at his home to retrieve the cash. Brock alleged that a man on the other end of the phone also threatened to unalive his family, according to the reports. Authorities said that the scammers used the Uber app to direct the 61-year-old Loretta Hall to Brock's home. Upon arrival to pick up the package, Hall was met by Brock with a loaded firearm. Brock shot Hall 3 times before calling 911. Uber is reportedly cooperating with authorities as they investigate the burner account that was used in the scam. Now,
Ro, I don't understand. Can you recap that for me? It was scammers involved. They said a man was coming to bring the package, but the person that they was calling was being threatened with his family, all of that. So he assumed the Uber driver was the scammer?
Yeah, because they said that they were having somebody come to his house to pick up the package. So this happens a lot. This actually happens a lot. I know.
It does. It's sad.
It happened to my mama. It didn't happen to my best friend, grandma.
Me.
They really do it to older people because they know older people most likely have the money. So in this case, do you guys feel like this 81-year-old man should be charged? I do feel it's a catch-22 for me because if that was just, you got to put the shoe on the other foot. What if that was your grandma or your mom or something like that?
The Uber driver was innocent. The Uber driver wasn't really fit.
No, she didn't know.
Okay. I'm sorry.
The Uber driver didn't know what was going on. Let me recap it then. The scammers contacted the 81-year-old man and told him that they had a relative in jail. They were saying like they were from the sheriff's office. And he had to pay $12,000 for the bail money. And if he did not pay it, they were going to unalive his relatives. And they were going to have somebody come pick up the $12,000 at his house. So when the lady came to his house, he's thinking that she's part of them. So he's got so when the lady came, you could see she don't have no weapons or anything. She's frightened and she's walking back to her car. He took her cell phone from her so she couldn't call nobody.
Then he's wrong.
He bangs her one time. They get in a scuffle. He's able to bang her again. They get into another scuffle, and then he does it one more time. Then calls 911. They take the lady to the hospital where she is pronounced gone.
No, then he's wrong because you have to
feel like he's wrong. Do you feel like he should go to jail? Why or why not?
Yes, he should go to jail because
it's sad.
To me, I saw the way he was following her. It's clear that even if somebody's trying to take your money, if they're not trying to take your life, you don't have the right to take their life. But I get that he thought that somebody had his family member or whatever, but she just as much as a victim. And she looked clearly like she was confused and didn't know what was going on. Since you have the authority with the weapon, you could have asked her questions to make sure first before you did that, because she could be a part of it too. And then y'all could have called the police. He had the authority. He moved too fast. And I don't understand. No, you took her. Yes, he's in trouble. As much trouble? I don't know about that. In trouble? Yes.
What do you think, Pressure?
With the story being broken down like that, I feel like it's unfortunate. He took the law into his own hands, as most people of that color do. You know what I'm saying? What state was this in?
Ohio.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And the lady did look scared, and he could have.
She looked scared. She was limping and
the
everything.
situation. Like, he was the aggressor in the situation from the beginning, but then coming from his viewpoint, he's not really understanding what the hell's going on. And then coming from her viewpoint, she didn't understand what was going on, but then also she didn't look threatening either. And so then it was like, you, at that point, that's when he becomes like, no, this becomes murder because you chose to not de-escalate it when you had the power to. And, you know, clearly in your right mind, you got the pistol. And then, first of all, that gun looked old as hell. Like, that gun looked as old as he was. Like,
and so he was able to get her phone and everything. So you have the total advantage, right? You have you could have looked through her phone.
Yep.
You could have looked through the phone to see if she had any of the same numbers. Like, you could have did anything just to check first, you know?
It
like,
was even his phone call to the police. It was like, it was no sense of remorse. And then it was even how explaining how he shot her. Oh, I shot her in her leg. Then I shot her in her shoulder. It was like he was working his way up. Like,
God gave him a lot of chances to catch himself. Once you have the authority, you have the ability to calm yourself down. That's just how I feel. Because they walked, and she showed, she was like, I thought it was the other way around until I read the thing. No, I get that he's scared, but
it's like he's scared, but it's like you could have did it. You could have banged her one time and then still called the police. You could have called the police when you first seen her get into the door. You could have did that. So it's like, but then I see he's scared. Like, these old people, they don't be.
But what if he would have unalived her and that made them unalive his person? Because at this point you don't know. So they got your person. So why are you unaliving this person if you don't want them to unalive your person? That person could be a victim too. I don't know. But all this fraud stuff, it just be too much. And you didn't do it once. You got her phone. She don't look aggressive. She looked confused. You overtook her already. You didn't have to do all. You had a lot of time to make a different decision, sir. So it's a no for me.
Okay, some people said, Bonita said the bang bang is having me laugh my ass off, but we understand why. Murder is murder. She was walking away. Murder is murder. She she was walking away and he should go to jail. He could be lying as to why he did that. But Michelle, he could be lying, but what he was saying was true. They did call him. He had the
phone locked. Okay.
Where he could. So I guess we'll see. Wait, do y'all think Uber should have to pay the family of the lady who passed away?
No. Uber didn't do anything wrong. And if y'all, it's a whole channel on YouTube about this. I encourage everybody to watch it. It tells the different ways they set this stuff up. Be having people go to the store and get gift cards and call them, give them the number. They do, and for real, they do have people on the ground here, y'all, that they really do call and be like, oh, this person is coming to get the money. Because like Rose said, they're dealing with elders who can't get to them, but they have the money. So they have people for real that come and get it. Not an Uber driver, that's new, but they have people on the ground, so you don't never know. But I don't think you should be calling. He did too much. I'm sorry. If you wasn't afraid to unalive this person and your person get unalived, then you had time to call the police. Because most be scared to call the police because they're scared they're going to lose their friend. Well, what are you going to do if this person doesn't call in X amount of time and you just did this? They're for sure going to unalive your person.
Well,
I don't understand.
I hope with all of this, like the law, like government cracks down, because first of all, this shit been going on for fucking years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's bad.
And for us to have experienced this personally, it should be a way, like the way that they can track people's calls and trace murderers and all this stuff. You guys should be able to trace like these phone calls when people are saying and reporting that they're having these issues. Like, that should have.
She said it would be just like ordering a ride. It's okay. This is why we have.
Let me see if I can find it, y'all, and I'll put it in the notes.
It would be just like
because it is something you could call.
Doing her job. Okay, so we'll see what happens. What happens with this? Because it is sad. And Uber said that they're cooperating, like they said, with the police to see if they can track down everything that happened. So I need everybody that's watching right now to press your like button, press your likes,
Push it. You
press
see
your
my
like.
wigs in the back? Do you see this? I didn't even realize that they was hanging up like ornaments back here.
I know it was no wig.
Your
Okay,
inventory.
so right. Okay, so we're going to get in Precious. We'll get into the next topic. So I want to say rest in peace to O.J. Simpson. He passed away on April 10th last week, but we want to give our condolences.
Long live the juice.
Yeah, his family and everything. So last week, O.J. lost his battle to prostate cancer. He was 76 years old. He was diagnosed with the prostate cancer last year. He was surrounded by his family and close friends. They had to sign an NDA. Now, this is where it gets tricky because a lot of people on social media was thinking that they signed the NDA so they wouldn't tell the Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman story. I don't think that's what that was for. I think the NDA was for them not to say that he was sick and he was about to pass away. I think that's
not to disclose his
they could have
medical
been put a story out about everything else a long time ago. They had to sign the NDA and give their cell phones up when they came to say their goodbyes to him. So, anyways,
that's smart though, because people are so cutthroat and at your worst. That's a picture that would sell for who knows.
Exactly. That's why I said I think that's what the NDA was for, so they couldn't take pictures and they couldn't say that he was having his last day on this earth.
Yeah, because they said the nurse had even enforced it was taking people's phones or something, so they must have been trying to.
They didn't have their phones or nothing.
Yeah,
they did not have their phones or nothing. They said his body, he will be cremated. That was his final wishes, and his body will not be studied for the effects of chronic brain trauma from the possible effects of blows to the head during his 11 years as a running back in the NFL. They wanted to study his brain after that to see if he had that. He said in his will he didn't want them to do that either.
Oh, why? Would you guys let somebody use your body if you have something that could potentially help other people? Would you?
I mean, yeah, but in his case, I wouldn't because I don't know.
You don't think they'll do them right?
Other NFL players that passed away that they could do that too. So no,
you're right.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. That's a hard no for me.
I don't think.
So he was
brown people should.
Yeah, he was acquitted in 1994 for his charges of the ex-wife and the friend. But then he was found liable for their lives in a civil case in California, which he was supposed to pay $33.5 million to the families. When he passed away, he had only paid $120,000. So Ron Goldman's family, the day he passed away, the day the world found out he passed away, they contacted his estate saying that they want the rest of their money. Do y'all think that the family is wrong for that? Because I feel like if you win in a criminal case, how can you go to a civil case and then lose?
No. Yeah, for real. I don't understand.
I don't understand that in California, but they want their money. Period. Point blank. And also, a side note is a man named Glenn Rogers confessed to unaliving both of them, and they had all the paperwork and everything. They told the man to give them proof that he did it. What weapon did he use? Because they never put that out in the media. The man drew a picture of it was like a sword. They knew that man did
a nice picture. It
was a nice picture, and they knew that he did it, but they still wanted to pin it on O.J. Simpson. But that's a whole nother thing because I can talk about that for a whole hour by itself. So, How do you guys feel about Caitlyn Jenner being her disrespectful remarks to O.J. Simpson? A lot of people don't care for him, but I feel like if he was acquitted, then there's nothing y'all can say about it. Caitlyn Jenner, her remarks were very distasteful to me because I feel like you unalive somebody too. Even though it was vehicular manslaughter, you still unalive somebody. You have to pay their family off $800,000. And then for you to say whatever you said, you're still a man. You're still a man,
Oh
so
my
you still
God.
can get prostate cancer.
Take it
Why you up
easy.
here looking like a drag queen? Like,
Oh
I
my
just thought that was
goodness.
very
Take it easy,
distasteful to
buddy.
Taylor. Huh?
I said, take it easy.
I just didn't like that. I don't care what somebody did because you still did the same thing that you were accusing him of. And then while he was in court, while OJ Simpson was in court, you was on his side. So when did you start feeling a different way?
I think it's so
Your
much.
ex-wife, I mean, that wasn't even your wife yet. You had the inside scoop on everything. The
It's so much
Kardashian
stuff.
daddy,
It's so much
the
backstory.
Kardashian daddy was a lawyer. I mean, you was on OJ
There's so much
Simpson's side up
backstory.
in that court, but now you talk about good riddance. How do you guys feel about that? And do you guys think that was distasteful, or do you feel like people should be able to say what they want to say about OJ Simpson because it's a free world and you can speak your mind?
Clearly, people are gonna say what they want to say. That's every day. It was distasteful. It was just unfortunate because from me watching the documentary on Glenn, it was just mind-boggling that they had all the evidence and literally chose to overlook that and still pin it on him. And then that goes to show you the mindset that they had, that they felt like they had the power enough to persuade a jury to convict an innocent man, almost in a sense. Like, not even totally innocent. He probably had something to do with it, but he
He
wasn't
did have something. No, he
he
did have
wasn't
something to do. He did have
yeah.
something to do with it, and that's why I said I'll talk about that later. But he wasn't the actual one that did it, and they had the proof.
Right.
She said the burden
Right.
of proof is lower in a silver
Correct.
case.
Which is why
Oh,
Cassie went
Oh,
civil versus legal.
oh, okay.
wow. Thank you.
That was she said that was rude as
Yeah.
F. He still has children that didn't do anything and love him. Summer said people could say what they want. It was definitely disrespectful, but that case is something special. I'll say that. The next, I think people should be respectful, period. It doesn't matter race, creed, sexuality, ethnicity. Respect is just respect. So I guess
I agree. If you hate that person, OJ didn't hear you say that. So when you say something after somebody passes, and you said it so soon, if y'all was close with OJ's family, then you're still close with the kids, or you should have some kind place in your heart for the kids. You're closer than us. We don't know them, but you do, and you didn't think about them at all. Good riddance. What if somebody said that to you because they thought the ultimate sin in the Bible was what you did to your wife? Or you not being there for your children? What if somebody thought that poorly of you? Would you really want them to say that and your children hear it? They're mourning. I personally, even if it was the worst person, I might think it. I might have that conversation with somebody I love, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, you can
because you have a right to your feelings. You have a right to your feelings. What you don't have a right to do is hurt some damn body else. We have become so fucking cold that everybody, well, I was just telling the truth. You was just telling your truth. What if somebody told the truth about every single thing they thought about you? You wouldn't like it. And he don't, with his sensitive ass, how dare you? Then people start calling his ass Miss Doubtfire. And then he want to go.
They hit him on the nose with that. They hit him
quick. They clocked him quick. They clocked him quick.
When they start saying that, that's when he snapped back saying that it's not the same.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It was just
it was just like he had to take one last shot at Chloe's dad. Like, one final blow.
That part. You didn't have to. Knowing people could come for you every which way, doofus. So that was real dumb.
Right.
Yeah, she said.
And they clocked him quick. Or her. I'm not sure.
Right.
She said, and he stood 10 toes down on that statement, as he did. Like,
no, he didn't. He apologized. He went back.
Oh, I didn't see the apology. I seen him say
I'm sorry, not apologize. He stood down. He didn't keep going. He did nothing. He do like, well, actually, you're right. He's in his world is 10 toes down because he says what he says and he jumps out. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He said what he did was not the same. Like what OJ did was worse to him. Yeah, he unalived somebody in.
How is it worse? Because everybody want to categorize their stuff as different.
I thought.
That's what I'm saying, sir. Like.
Okay, let's get on to the main topic so we won't run out of time. So everybody that's watching, like I said before, make sure you press the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't. So this topic, again, is a trigger topic, a trigger warning, trigger warning. Because, you know, stuff like this really works me up. So,
yeah.
Okay, so the main topic is it takes a village to raise kids / know who you're procreating with. That's what we're going to talk about tonight.
That's good.
So I'm going to play a couple of videos for you guys, and then we're going to get into this. So hold on. Well, I don't think I put all of them.
The mother who left her child home alone to die while the mom vacationed in Puerto Rico. This one is going to make all you parents out there so angry you'll be seeing red. Imagine you go on vacation. Then imagine you go on vacation for 10 days to Puerto Rico. Now, imagine that you left your 16-month-old daughter at home, alone, in a crib, with no food and no water for those 10 days.
Animals take care of their infants better. The thought of this child dying every day while she's having fun, humanity can't stomach that.
The judge passed down a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The judge said, "This sentence will put her in a cell until she dies just like she put her child in that crib to die. The only difference is the Department of Corrections would at least give her food and water."
I'm going to tell y'all about another one because I'm just going to show all of them together. So this lady right here, Houston mom, facing charges for leaving her 2 kids, 6 and 8, home alone nearly a week while she went on a cruise. That's what this lady did.
Wow.
The next door neighbors called the police to do a welfare check. The police came one day before the mom was supposed to come back. Then we have this young man, right? Well, I ain't even gonna say young man. This one is cold. This one is the one when I said you guys need to well, let me tell you the whole story on the girl. Her name is Lakeisha Woods, 29, hit with 2 charges of child endangerment after authorities found her 8-year-old and 6-year-old alone in their apartment on last Thursday. Lakeisha left her kids to take a solo trip on April 4th and came back on April 10th. Lakeisha's neighbors contacted the police about children's welfare after spotting her leaving the apartment building on the 4th with luggage and noticing that for a few days that she hadn't returned. She stated that she kept in contact with the kids through a camera in the apartment via text message to the 8-year-old. Now this next man, Raggedy, a Georgia man has been sentenced to prison after he attempts to poison his 18-day-old daughter with antifreeze. This happened October 1st, 2020, but it's just coming to life. Curtis Jack picked up 2 bottles of breast milk from the mother of his child, who was in a hospital recovering from just giving birth. Authority says that Curtis delivered the breast milk to the child's grandmother, and the child became critically ill after consuming it, but survived. Curtis reportedly confessed to adding antifreeze to the milk. He told authorities that he committed the crime because he didn't want to pay child support. He was charged with felony criminal attempt to commit murder and felony first-degree cruelty to children. On Thursday, the South Fullerton Police Department announced that Curtis has been found guilty on all accounts and was sentenced to 50 years in prison. That's what we're talking about tonight. That's what we're talking about tonight. My first thing I want to say about these women, this is why I feel like they should not be forcing that law to make women keep children. This is one reason why. because these women like this, y'all forcing women like this to keep children, and look what's going to happen to the kids. Look what's happening to the kids. Are they going to be put in the system? If a woman wants to get rid of her child or whatever, she should be okay to do whatever she wants. I don't think she should use it as a form of
Birth control.
Birth control, thank you. But y'all should not be forcing women, because none of them need their kids. None of them need their kids. The lady, how you leave a 16-month-old in a crib with no water or food or nothing, and thought you was going to come back after 10 days and your baby was still going to be alive? It wasn't nobody you could call in the family. You couldn't call the babies. None of these kids. You couldn't call their fathers. You couldn't call an aunt or uncle or godparent. You couldn't call nobody, get a babysitter. If you got money to go on vacation, you couldn't ask somebody to watch your kids. You would leave your kids there to be unalive when you come back. Like, these are the ones that don't need to have kids. Like, they need to have everything taken out of them.
I think times have changed. Times have changed. Like, I feel like we've evolved from coming from, like, how we come from a close-knit family and how we have that village and how we have that support. Not everybody has that. And I think this shines a light on mental health. This shines a light on the whole law against pro-choice or pro-life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just brings a lot of things into perspective, and it's sad, and it's really sad for the kids. I think it's sad for all people involved.
I just feel like, like the ladies, both of them went, well, the one lady, she went on the cruise. They got kiddie things up in the cruise. You could take your kids and drop your baby off at the little daycare on the cruise. Like, it's so much. And then with the fathers, now I'm gonna give you the backstory on that. That man and that lady, they were co-workers. So I'm pretty sure he must have had another family somewhere, allegedly. I ain't gonna say he did, because I don't know. But they were co-workers. And when she found out that she was expecting, from day one, he told her to get an abortion. He told her from day one to get an abortion. She didn't do it. So, ma'am, what made you think that he was going to help you take care of this baby if he's telling you that he didn't want it? And then, sir, if you don't want any more children, you need to get a vasectomy, or you need to wear a condom. It should not be, men should not think that it's okay for you to sit up there and nut in somebody and then expect a woman to take Plan Bs all the time, or go lay on the table and get an abortion. That's not fair either. The lady still has to take some accountability. If a man is telling you this, you got to take that. Like, you have to really take that. If you want to keep that baby, think in the back of your mind that he's not going to take care of the baby. Why would you send a man that's telling you that he didn't want a baby, go take this breast milk to it? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. You need to know who you land with and everything. These men I don't know, he could have been talking sweet nothings in her ear or something, but he still told you from day one that he didn't want that baby. So why would you?
I think that this is really sad. And this is why all of y'all know, all of y'all that are mothers under me, I give y'all the highest honor all the time. But having a baby doesn't make you a mother. And so, and I know that y'all support me on this, because even when people have said different things to me, you guys have made it known that I've raised my children, right? What I don't understand is when you have a baby, right? When Ro had her baby, Ro didn't still try to be a travel nurse. Ro knew, for this year, I want to be with my baby. I want to do this with my baby. I don't want to miss this. And for the most part, all of you that were capable of doing so, Tia, Gina, everybody that could did. But you didn't look for your village. Your village is in addition to, not so you could go on vacation for 10 days, right? That baby was 16 months. At 16 months, I don't foresee myself wanting to be away from my baby more than with my baby. So a village is not responsible for that part. But just like at 16 months, how did you need to go away for 10 days so bad that you didn't take your baby, not a weekend? How did you leave when you left that house, you knew you were committing unaliving when you left your house, because you can't live without water or food for that amount of days. I don't understand. I'm with the
What did
person
you
that you
think you was
couldn't
gonna
drop it
come
off at
back?
the fire station.
Yeah, what did you think? Like they said, somebody said you could have dropped her off at the fire station.
I
They
don't
did
care if
not
you put
have
it on somebody's porch. Anything would have been better than what you did. I'm pretty sure no family member probably didn't want to watch the baby for 10 days. Everybody got to work right now. We all broke. We just saw the people outside the IRS building. But if you could go for 10 days, why you didn't pick a
the
5-day trip
the
to take your
grandma of
kid?
the grandma of the 16-month-old baby said that the girl did her daughter didn't
Didn't
even
even
want
tell
the
her, right? So you just totally was like, that's why I'm saying they probably couldn't watch for 10 days. That's a long time for somebody to watch your kids and they got to work or different things. Because, yeah, that mother said, I didn't even know. She didn't even tell me. And for the last one with the man, I'm so mad at the mother because that
baby.
man didn't want no baby. He wasn't daddy. Why are you trying to force him to be daddy? That man's number wouldn't even be in my phone. And yes, I could speak from that perspective because my daddy's number wasn't in my mama's damn phone. My mama took care of me herself. Ain't no way she was finna let nobody that already expressed that they don't love me to be having anything to do with me. They can't even be around me. So what was you doing asking that man to take milk like he just, oh, my man, my man, my man. Girl, that's over.
Yeah.
We
It's
need to
sad.
question her.
That's why I said she got to take some accountability on that too, because this man have told you from the beginning that he didn't want that baby. So what made
Right.
you think it was gonna be okay? And then how much was your child support? It probably wasn't even that much.
Right.
Why would you even file for child support? Clearly, the man is crazy.
Exactly.
Anybody that could try to make you do that over and over, like, why was that? The baby wasn't even 9 days because y'all, she was in there as a result of the pregnancy. She had to stay and the baby could go. How are you already talking to, like, you already threatening or something? These days, people is crazy.
And
They
that's
do
why
stuff for less.
that's why I'm
Mm-mm.
saying if a man tell you that he don't want a baby and you keep that baby, I feel like you should leave that man alone. You shouldn't be filing no child support or nothing. Now I could see if the man said that he wanted to have a baby and y'all gonna be a family and then he just ghosts you, then
Right.
yeah, file child support.
Right.
But if from the beginning he telling you he don't want it, he'll sign over his parental rights and all that, then that's on you. Because
But
he's
she
That's an
telling
had
you
to
option
be
that that
wrote
guy had. That's an option that that guy had. He didn't have to try to
correct.
unalive the baby. Like, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? He could have signed over his parental rights from the beginning. Yeah, the baby was only 9 days old, like you stated. And so then
But
that
don't
makes it
y'all
even more
think,
calculated.
do
Huh?
y'all think maybe she was like, you better be with me or I'm going to file child support? Something had to happen where it was just like saying
Was
about
the
child
girl
support
bigger
like
than
a
him?
threat.
Because he looked like he was big. Like, I mean, like, I can't see him being scared of the lady. It was like
This
he was
what I'm
more so
saying. She
scared
was probably threatening him though. Like,
and that's
I'll
why I
ruin
said
your
he
life.
probably had he probably had a whole family too. She
Hmm.
said postpartum is ... They don't make latchkey kids no longer exist. Like we said we were latchkey
mm-hmm.
kids growing up.
But not at 16 months. Because I thought about Latchkey first too. Like, well, we was at home
For
by
real.
ourselves, but
But like
ma'am, you didn't
I can
even leave
speak
no
from
little hand foods in the crib.
I can speak from my own experience. Like I can honestly say, like what I think it was you, Adrian. Everybody isn't born with motherly instincts. When I first had Sanaya, I wasn't the best mom. Hell, shit. It was a rough ride, but I would like to say that I'm proud that I have stepped that part of my life up. Like you know what I mean? And I think that it was from me not being with my baby daddy and him not being there, and like you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like him, like the guy from jump saying he didn't want the baby. Like we had a whole life mapped out and then things went left and then when it didn't go accordingly, he left the picture
That
altogether.
hurts.
So that's devastating. So I'm over here getting over a heartbreak, not really trying to be bothered with my baby, even though I know I should be,
Right.
but mentally I wasn't there. But I thank God that I had family. I mean, there's
Yes.
so many stories. I promise, like for once, the one where I had taped the pacifier to to Sanaya's mouth when she was a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she kept spitting it out. Like, you know, it was little things. And I just thank God that I had family and it didn't never get to this level. And I would like to say I'm
And
better
that you
with
were
baby.
strong enough. Because some people have somebody right there, so, and they don't say nothing.
Right.
I hold mothers in the highest regards. I've seen y'all go through some shit. And that's why I try to be there as much as I can. I still commend all of y'all because on a day where you didn't feel good, you didn't have no problem saying, I need help. I need something. You know,
Like,
you still took
right.
the help. That to me is still top tier. I don't care.
Sometimes I
Y'all
just say
wasn't
nothing
doing
and
it for
I
no
just
damn
left.
vacation.
Get out of here. Look, and sometimes I just say nothing and I just left.
But you
I
didn't
be
Yeah,
like,
leave the
this is
baby
mine.
without nobody. You left the
yeah,
Right.
you
baby.
didn't leave them. Like they say, you could drop the baby off anywhere. You could have left the baby in the hospital. You could have
Right.
did all kind of stuff. Like if you don't want the baby, you could do all kind of stuff. That's why I'm saying I am highly against them making people keep babies. But these
That's
ladies,
gonna be
and
bad, Ro. That's
these
gonna be
ladies,
so
and they're
bad.
yeah, these ladies, we that's why I said we don't know what that man said to that lady, even though they was coworkers. We
You
don't know
know they
what
was
he said.
pillow talking.
Yeah,
And
but
then
it's
even though
like
and you
you
saying coworkers, you spend a lot of time with coworkers.
Yep.
You
They
form
was
bonds
work
with
husband and
coworkers. Like
wife. They dipping off at lunch. It was
work
fun then.
husbands, work wives. Yeah, for
Mm,
reals. What? And it just
girl.
carried over. They was
it's
probably doing it at work, getting paid to do it.
Yes.
Wow.
You know they was.
I seen another story today, and this lady got acquitted. She unalived her 2-year-old,
They
two
don't
month
make mouth
old.
like they used to.
I'm sorry, it was her 2 month old. She unalived her 2 month old because the baby kept on crying, and she wanted the baby to stop crying, but she was on drugs. The mom was on drugs, and
Okay.
she smothered the baby with a pillow. They acquitted her because they said it was postpartum depression, and because she wasn't in her right mind, she
It
was
is.
on drugs. So
Did
they
you hear
acquitted.
about the
Let
lady
me
that
find
gave
this
her
info.
baby drugs? She was on drugs, so she gave her baby drugs because the drug. Did you hear about that
So
one?
the baby
Yeah,
was
and it was the
reactive.
fentanyl one.
Yeah, the one the lady that just gave her baby drugs, big ones.
Yeah,
I don't.
What you
It
mean
was
big ones?
well because people call like weed. That's not a drug to me. I mean one that could take you out with one
yeah. I seen one
dose.
lady gave her baby
What?
She
fentanyl, but
gave fentanyl. Yeah, fentanyl.
she said she didn't know it was fentanyl.
Because
But
she
what did
was
she think it was?
she thought no, bro. She said I didn't know it was fentanyl. I thought I was just giving them
The powder.
CRACK.
Yeah, yep,
Crack?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
She's
That's
still
the funny
gone.
thing.
She was like, I gave him
That's
the
the
wrong
funny.
one.
Yeah, she said she thought she was giving them that, and that was gonna calm them down. But that
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna calm the baby down. It's really gonna be up, rolling around, and
This is crazy. I mean, like,
so that's what I'm saying. If you, I really honestly feel like if you need help, like in this day and time, it's
it's supposed
so
to be
many
out.
resources out there.
Yeah.
Just reach out and tell the people you can't do it. Like a person would rather take your baby and your baby be alive than you harm or unalive your child
I would.
because you going through postpartum depression or you just can't do it anymore. I would respect you more if you did that.
I'd rather help.
I wouldn't even have nothing to say against you because at least you let that baby live.
Get the heck out of here. That's so deep. I know, because what's the age limit of being able to drop your kids off? I think that's the problem. You should be able to drop them off when they're 10.
Well, the
And
problem is trying to govern our wombs to begin with. Can you imagine how many people this finna happen to? How many mistresses? How many incest? How many SA? That's those alone, not even to get into people that was for real messing around, and then you get pregnant and they don't want you to, and they know you in a state where they don't allow it. Do y'all know that this whole thing was put into place because girls was doing it unsafely with our bodies, and we used to be able to marry young. They was using hangers, this and that,
Yep.
because we were given away so young. That's why these laws was put into place to protect us. So now, how are they going away? I don't understand. I don't
I know.
understand. It's going to
Especially
be
to
so
give a
many
judge that
underground this and
right.
that.
Like, what gives the judge the authority to, like, rule this over our own bodies and they not living in our bodies? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
It's gonna be a lot of women passing away too because they're gonna resort back to doing that.
And
Mm-hmm.
then
They're
to
gonna
make it
resort
seem
back to
like,
doing that.
and then to make it seem like the judge's family don't have family members that are doing these or having these procedures done. Like, they don't know somebody personally. Like, I felt like everybody knows somebody. Everybody. That's like 1 in 9. Like, 9 out of 10 people know somebody
Oh,
that's had a
so
procedure.
any lawful custody can drop a baby off within the first 72 hours.
See, that baby was 16 months. She was already too late. Cause
No, a
could
baby can be
you
surrendered.
imagine you drop your baby off at the police station and they turn around and put you in handcuffs and then walk you to the back? Cause
So
it's not even a
72
formal.
hours. or
A form
younger.
of child
But
endangerment.
I wonder, could you drop your child off at the hospital then?
So
Right,
hospital
but
is
they
the
gonna
next
call the
option in
police.
the next one. I'm reading that one now. Um, they prefer 72 hours, but the reality is you could drop them off at any time because when they find children, they place them into the system. So they're just, if you, but I wonder if that means 72 hours before you'll be arrested or charges against you.
I would you if you could call the police and tell them I'm gonna harm my child or something, so please come get them. Like what they gonna do? Take you to jail for them when you telling them please come get them? That like
No, they're
I
not gonna take
can't.
you to jail. They're gonna take you to the psych ward.
Okay, well,
Right.
whatever, do that.
And
But
then they're
I
going to
said,
give you your kid back.
yeah, and
When you come home.
yeah, they will give you your kid back, and then when you do something, they're gonna be like, oh, like
Yeah,
it
they're going to
always be like,
prosecute you.
it
So
be like
that's what I'm saying. It's prosecution at every checkpoint for the woman. But how is that fair to the man? Baby, listen, I had an ex tell me once, I was like, I wonder why we never had a baby. First, I always use protection, but I was like, I wonder why we never had a baby. He said, girl, I'm not going to slip up with you. Don't nobody got time for your drama and dropping babies off. And I will. If y'all can walk away and do what you want to,
They out
I'll
here
be
being
calling
Johnny
from my park.
Appleseed.
Come get your kid. The police gonna get you because you got your kid abandoned on the porch. Why not? Why do all the women have to deal with everything but not the men?
Right. I want
okay.
to be Johnny Appleseed too. Shit.
They said that yes the hospital do. It's called safe surrender. So you can drop your kids off at the hospital. She said the parents are protected by surrender law. So you
For
can
how
Wow.
long? We want to know how long though.
I
That's what
think
we're
it's
trying to look
I
up.
think it's any age because that's what I was saying at any age. I think it's so Alondra and Keisha, let us know at what age. Is it
Yeah,
any age or is
I
it a
can't
certain
find that.
Okay,
Surrender.
she said yes, that is right. Psych ward, and the kids come right back, and that's
That's
what we have a
crazy.
I'm
problem
trying
with.
to tell you, you can't surrender them at any age. I mean, you could give them so you could get help, but you're not walking in there with no 10-year-old and sitting them down and walking out. Then we're gonna be on TikTok and they're gonna say, do you know this person? They're gonna show the video and we're gonna be talking about it.
They're
That's
gonna
why
be
I
like
said that they
story
need to
time.
call. If the kid was 10 years old, they need to call the police and say that they can't do it, like they're gonna harm their child or something. Like it's something that you could do
I
rather
don't
than
know.
harm,
We'll look into it.
that
Yeah,
you
for
can
real. We need
harm your
a
child or
follow up
something.
with that.
We're gonna need a follow up, Rose, so we could look into it that way. Cause just have people in California and it looks like it's different
Yeah.
states. So
It's
let's look
different
into it
laws.
so we
She
can at
said we
least find a
need.
link.
She said we need more big mamas, but I did look this up. We do need more big mamas.
We
I
do.
did look that up. They said I looked up how old was it? How old can you be to leave your child at home alone? In California, they don't have an age,
You
but
can't
in
never
other
leave them.
states, it's no sex. So I guess they feel
No,
like.
you're supposed to judge it based on the child's maturity or something like that.
But in other
Um,
states, they have ages that like it might
correct.
be 14. It might be 12. But California doesn't have no age limit.
Right. The police will call the cops. Okay. Give us time. Do not
Your
blame this
mandated
on Rose.
reporting.
Right. Disclaimer. She will follow up and give a link so that you can look it up for yourself what the law is in your state and how it
Yeah,
applies to you.
that's why I said for California we don't have an age limit. They don't have one.
I think the
Um,
only time like they take the kids for reals is like if a parent a parent has a prior CPS case and then they get pregnant and have the baby, they will be at the hospital and take that baby. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's the
They
only
take
time
them right away.
but the
yeah.
thing is, where they fail us is people who have CPS cases on them and they do welfare checks and they keep them kids in them houses, and then the parents do something like unalive the kids when they had a chance to
Like
get
a
the
little
kids out.
Mexican boy in
Yeah, in
the
Lancaster.
valley.
Gabriel.
And
Yeah,
the next year, 2 streets
Mhm.
over was another little
Mhm.
kid,
like they
Mhm.
have
LA County.
chances to
Mhm.
get them out of there and they don't, and they fail the kids. Like if somebody is calling you and telling you something is going on with these kids and you see bruises and stuff on them, why would you not take them away? They let
Right.
them kids stay, but then if it's a mama disciplining their kids, they take them kids away. Like they do stuff backwards. She
All that stuff
said
needs to be
the
respected.
hospital will. She said the hospital will call CPS. I guess if
Mandated
it's a kid at
reporters.
a age
Hell
older,
yeah.
yeah. She said the big mamas are now in TikTok also.
I was just about to say
Baby,
that the big mamas is at the club too. Mama
they
gotta have a
are.
life too.
Or evidence of abuse. Nita, you are right, shameful. That's because I would say in their defense because the grandmothers are very younger than they were back in the
Youthful
day.
They want to
looking
live
as
their
well.
life too.
Yeah, the grandmas is in like in their late 30s and 40s. Our grandmas wasn't that young when we were growing up. They were still older.
And they helped
Well,
us
Nan
for
was kind
different
of
stuff.
like, Nan
People
was
so
young.
entitled.
Well, just mommy was young for you because just think Sophia is that Sophia and mommy's age is not. They're only 20 years apart.
Oh yeah.
So that's what would make it for her. But in actuality, back in the days, grandmas were older. They weren't
Right.
young. And then it was just a different time. Like grandmas was a different grandmas than they are now. I couldn't even imagine being a grandma at my age at 44.
Oh,
Like
for real,
I'm
please,
not
Lord.
watching I'm not watching a grandchild.
But they made you
That's
run your
your baby.
household too. You didn't just get to drop the kids off all the time. These kids is having kids at 17, 18, 19. Like, oh, my mama will just watch it. No, you wanted to be a mom, then be a mom. That requires you don't get to do
Yeah.
every single thing you want to do.
Sacrifices. Yeah.
Alondra
Yeah,
said,
they don't want to.
Alondra says safe surrender is just for infants.
Right.
So
Yeah.
anybody in the comments know what happens to if you have older kids? Do you gotta call?
You
who
go
do
to
call
jail,
for
like
them?
we told
You
you.
go into jail, bro. You don't get to just
turn
give them
around.
back.
You have the right to remain silent.
Right.
If you
You
choose
don't
to
get to
speak,
just give them
everything
back.
that you say will be held against you in the court of
Right.
law. I don't need to restate it all, but
I
you
mean,
know.
really though, can you really like just think about it from this perspective? Oh, I had a baby. Now it's too hard. My man left me. I'm a year in. He don't want to deal with it, and I just don't want to deal with it no more. Here, you take it.
Could you imagine how
What?
many kids will be in the system? It will
Exactly.
be.
It's getting hard. I'm about to
It
be
would
But
be
they
homeless.
bigger
Here,
need,
than
you
the
take them.
IRS
but
building
those
in
are the
Atlanta.
kids that they need to take because then something happens to those kids.
They happen to. It's something happened to them regardless. Like, you know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
Because it needs to be
It's just
restructured.
it's not right.
It's a
Okay,
It's very
catch-22.
sad, but the
Colin.
reality is it's not enough resources to do that.
Okay, she said because they are not taught responsibility, accountability,
Correct.
and then
Correct.
they post their pictures at Walmart.
Yeah, disclaimer. Get out of here. Gotta teach them young.
All I want to say is everybody needs to do better. The men and the ladies, like I said before, men, if you don't want kids, get a vasectomy. Quit making women go out here and do this. Women know who you laying down and having a baby with. If these men are telling y'all they don't want no kids, listen to that. Listen to it. Don't do that, and then because your kids have to suffer after that. You being bitter and saying like you keeping them and you gonna do this or that, but your child is the one that has to suffer after that, wondering why they don't have a daddy and all that. Like
You
it's
and the
not fair
child
to the
suffer.
child.
Why mommy always mad? Why
Yeah.
this and that? Mhm.
She said foster carers are overfull with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I'm about to open
Facts.
one because they're too full.
Ugh.
They're
She said
giving you money to open them.
She said, how about, see, I thought about opening up a foster home for like teenagers, but then I was like, nope, them is the ones that don't act right and be like, you ain't their mama and all that.
Now it's for any age, bro.
Yeah, if I could open up one, I'd rather do it with little kids, but then I'm like, I don't got patience for them because you could still kind of help the little kids. The teenagers, they already stuck in their ways already and already feel the way they feel. They feel abandoned already, like, why my parents leave me? Don't nobody love me? Like, they already have that mind state. So you can't really help them. You can show them love and everything, but they still gonna feel how they want to feel. With little kids, you can kind of help them a little bit better.
Well, let me tell you, the newest population, I thought that too. The newest population, y'all not even gonna believe this, whole nother show. The newest population is the ones in elementary school that have redirected their feelings to becoming fire starters.
Wow. Like
So that's the population that I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm. What?
But it's necessary. So you definitely have to have a heart if you're going to do it.
Right.
Am I doing it for the money? No. Everybody knows I have a nonprofit that I make no money from. You have to have a heart because that ain't is you have to have a heart.
I have a heart, but I have a heart, but
I don't say you don't have a heart, twin.
No, I have a heart, but I don't have the patience. Like
you have a big heart.
talking crazy to me when just because your parent left you and I'm trying to give you a house.
Oh my God,
and
yeah. This from where this is going, you don't need to be anymore. You should
Right,
stop right there. Wait, no,
right.
but this
Okay,
is
let
my
me
thing.
read.
But
Wait,
I know I feel the same way. But you gotta like erase all of that. It's a lot that you gotta do, I think, and a whole lot of
you have to
support
do a
needed.
lot, and those kids need to be in therapy and everything. She said,
Yes,
"How about we grow up and deal with life? We make choices and then don't
Hmm.
want to deal with them with the
period.
Period.
consequences."
Yeah, no, for real.
Period. And make
That's
more
true.
to add on to it, add on to it. Every YOLO, live my life my way. Nothing you do affects only you. Nothing.
Right? That is
Okay,
so
Selfish.
she said
true.
that's why teenagers are so lost, and they really are. But it's like, uh, this is a hard
I
time.
feel like the way they are enforcing this whole no pro-life, pro-choice movement, they should be coming behind it with birth control for men to shoot them in the butt that numbs their nuts and stops the sperm from formulating. And it just needs to stop right where it is and just turn to dust if they don't have no good intentions for the women that they are spreading their seeds in.
Well,
I
that's
agree.
why they should. I always said that they should have had a birth control for men, but you know they're not gonna take it. They still always expect the women to do everything.
But
They know
something
that.
needs to be done. How do you enforce something so life changing, literally, that's going to impact the world? Half of our employees that we can't stand are the kids we
Mhm.
talking about right now. We got to
Right.
deal with this shit later for
Yeah.
the rest of our life. How you didn't have nothing in place, like more therapy, making sure there's homes to put these babies, making sure things are affordable. You just implemented a law that's going to tear this world up without nothing to go with it. No plan
Yep.
from
No
birth,
follow
no
up.
pre-mothering and pre-father care, or no nothing. You
Just
just
think they took
literally
child development out of the schools. Like, just think how I
exactly
remember
Mhm.
we used to have the baby for a weekend. And that baby was
Oh,
crying. I was
yep.
ready to throw that baby against the wall. I
right.
remember
No
my mom
home
helped
ec,
me.
no nothing.
Yep.
There are no
Nothing.
more resources, none. But you saying something like this,
She
right?
said it's a lot of
Right.
work. I see them coming in with people trying to help them, and some are so mean, and some really appreciate it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I wanted to do that, but I was just like, I don't think I can. Like, I just don't think I can because they are so lost, and then they're
Mm.
just so bitter, and then
they don't trust you.
yeah, and which I completely understand why they don't trust you. A lot of them have went through a lot that we've never had to go through, and they didn't went through this in a little bit of time that they've been on this earth, especially dealing with people with different nationalities. Yep. Stop
That's a
those.
whole nother thing because you still got to allow their family to come in your home. You still got to have, you got to deal with these people that you probably don't respect and you want to beat up. Like, how do I have your child and you feel like you can come in my house at any time?
Right.
No.
You're right, Alondra.
So
Stop
yeah,
those
that
nuts.
Stop the
Hashtag.
nuts. Stop the nuts immediately.
she said because them foster moms do it for the money, and a lot of them
Hmm.
do it for the money, and
Some of them do.
they don't love those kids and get them the help that they need. They just doing it for the money. So that's why those kids are like that. And then when they get with somebody that might really love them, they don't know how to accept it because they think
Hmm.
that they about to go through the same cycle again. So
Right,
like
Been
I said,
mistreated for so long, yeah.
anybody
right.
have any closing remarks on this topic?
Hashtag stop those nuts. Men birth control.
You know, they don't think like that. They don't think like that, and they that's what they not gonna stop. That's not what
Yes.
they
You got
stop.
to
My
speak it
closing
into
remarks,
existence.
make better decisions. Shit. Actually think about what you are doing and how it will impact your life, the life you are creating, and the life around those lives. If somebody don't want it, you can't force somebody to be a daddy or a mom. There are a
Mm,
lot of men that
right,
have their children now too, so it's not on one
right.
side. But as a mother or as a daughter with a single mother and now a stepmother, it don't feel good to be in that place because it's a lot of us backing out of decisions we didn't make. We're not in therapy, some of us, for shit that we caused. It's for what you got generationally. Stop being selfish. And it's too many damn
Hmm.
resources to learn and get support out here. It's no reason
Yeah.
to keep doing dumb shit. And it's out of control. And we don't have no chill for you.
No,
Period.
we don't. I just say everybody needs to do better. The women need to do better. The guys, you need to do better because at the end of the day, it's the kids that are suffering. y'all doing all this stupid shit, and the kids have to, in the long run, they have to deal with this, and then they grow up to be adults that are fucked up. Period. Point blank. Because of their childhood, what they mom put them through or what they mom and dad put them through. So it's not fair. Y'all raising kids that's gonna have a fucked up mind for the rest of their life.
Continued dysfunction.
Yeah. She said, like I told my daughter, make sure you can deal with that other half for 18 years.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth?
18, and really more than 18.
18 plus, right?
Yeah, 18 plus. That's the bare minimum till they get out of school. But you still got to deal with that person for the rest of your life because that's your child's
Parent.
Right.
So I wanted to say thanks to everybody that tuned in tonight. Make sure you guys like if you haven't liked already, and if you have anything that you guys want to talk about, you can always inbox me and let me know. I think that's it. I think tonight was a good show.
It was.
It was. Great job, Rose.
And thank you guys for tuning in again. And everybody have a nice weekend. And happy birthday again, Summer, because I think you didn't see it earlier. So
happy
nice
birthday, Summer.
See you guys next week.
Bitch, I'm from Pomona. Bitch, I'm from Pomona. Bitch, I'm from Pomona. Bitch, I'm from Pomona.